Hey guys, welcome back to another Warframe video where today we are going to be taking a look at Hydroid again since he has been reworked recently. So yeah, I thought we'd just play around with a quick build that I have thrown together and we are going to try and get him through Steel Path Defense. Now, Defense is one of the harder missions to do on Steel Path. There's only a few frames in the game that really kind of excel at it, so fingers crossed, Hydroid can now slot into that category as being one of those frames. And yeah, I've been playing around with the build, like I said, and I think this one, it kind of works. It does need a bit of outside input from your operator. It's not just one that you can, chuck your frame on and go full steam ahead. But overall, I think it's pretty good. One thing I will say, you might want to get a GPU that can handle quite a few particle physics, because yeah, we are going to be being a bit spammy, I suppose. So do bear that in mind. If you want to use this build, maybe turn down your settings a bit if you have a slightly worse computer than me. But overall, it's a pretty good build for this. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and have a look. So on our Hydroid right here, we are running for basically spamming Tempest Barrage, but we're also using Plunder as well. And I have put Breach Surge on, which I have played around with quite a few abilities here. I've put Nourish on and a few other ones, which I now can't even remember. But Breach Surge just seemed to be the one that provided the fastest times on defense. So that's why I've got that on. And then Viral Tempest on, so that our first ability, Tempest Barrage, applies Viral as well. So all in all, we should be stripping their armor and applying a load of Viral stacks. It should be pretty good. So yeah, that's the build, guys, basically. This isn't formatted correctly at all. This is still formatted from my Duviri Max Out series, when Hydroid was obviously on his old layout and design. So I'm going to have to reformat him at some point, and I'm sure you can make this build a lot better. But for the most part, this works kind of well, just leveling out between duration, range, and strength. We don't need a whole lot of efficiency because the only ability we're going to be spamming is our first, and that's only going to use 25 energy. So yeah, something to note. We've also got Energize on here, so our energy pool stays nice and high, and Guardian for a bit of extra durability. When this is combined with Plunder, you should just not die. We haven't even got, any health mods or other armor mods on this build. You still shouldn't die, so just bear that in mind. And yeah, that's what we're running on Hydroid. Your weapons don't matter too much, but what I would say is that obviously with all kind of defense frames, sometimes you do get the odd straggler. So maybe put on a weapon you can kind of take out single targets quickly with. So I've just got the Fulmin Prime on here. I don't really care about these other two, to be honest. And then I'm running Zanuric for Wellspring and Hardened Wellspring. That's going to provide me with, obviously, energy and also increased ability strength from Hardened Wellspring. Energy Pulse is also going to provide us with some additional energy as well, so that's always nice. In terms of your pet, run whatever you want. I've got my Smeeter on. It's not going to matter too much, but I know, obviously, that I can get some extra drops every now and then. So, yeah, it's always a good option. Gear, we're not going to be using anything from there. However, if you want to put on energy restores just in case, or if you want your on-call crewmate to help you out, then by all means throw those on. And the only other thing I kind of want to mention as well is that I am going to be using Magus Anomaly a lot on this. So we're basically going to be putting our first ability down and sucking all the enemies into it and killing them very quickly, hopefully. So make sure you have this if you want this to work effectively. You can actually do it without this. You'll just have to spread out your first ability a bit more, and it might take you a bit longer if you don't have Magus Anomaly, but it does work. It's just a bit slower. So yeah, that's pretty much all we need to know, guys. So what we're going to do to test this out, we are just going to do 5 rounds of Steel Path Hydron. I am very sure this build can go for much longer than that, but we're not going to bother just for the sake of keeping this video a decent length. The only kind of hiccup that I have run into so far on this is Eximus units, because Eximus units do not get affected by Magus Anomaly. So you will need to probably either just solo those guys out with your weapon, or, stick a Tidal Surge or Barrage or whatever it is on them, and it should do the trick just fine. So yeah, let's hop into Hydron on Steel Path and see how we fare. Alright guys, so yeah, we're basically just going to hop into the middle. And then we'll go ahead and just throw down our reinforced Whatchamadoodah. Can't remember the name of it now. And then we're pretty much going to start just putting enemies in to begin with. We want to get a decent amount of enemies in range of our Plunder, like so. Then we'll go ahead and throw that down. Breach Surge. And we're kind of just going to switch between the abilities, basically, as we go. And just, yeah, spam with our operator. Bring in all the enemies. Few stragglers left, we'll clean those up. One more. There we go. One wave down. Ooh, is that Stalker? Interesting. I don't think I've actually tried this build against the Stalker, so we can see how it fares. We might just die instantly, or at the very least the point will die instantly, so we should bear that in mind. Oh, let's not die to the enemies though. That'll be bad. We'll just use that. I mean, he is dying to it, actually. Yeah, maybe he would have died. I don't know. Interesting. That added a bit of time to how long this is going to take, but it's fine. So let's keep pulling them in. More stragglers to clean up. There we go. Right, we got some stragglers. So yeah, as you can see, the Xmas units proving to be a bit of a nuisance, but, you know. As long as you do have a weapon that can, you know, do single target damage, like the Foreman, or just a good shotgun or sniper rifle, you can kind of overcome that. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. So let's just start pulling them in again. What the hell? Oh, that was the tether on me. I hope we get to try it out on the Acolyte. We're going to complete this before he spawns, though, I think. Yep, we are. Okay. About 5.5 minutes there for everything, including a stalker kill, which wasn't planned. But yeah, overall, that wasn't too bad at all. And I didn't really feel in danger there, like I wasn't going to die, I don't think. And the point didn't lose too much HP. It lost more than I would hope. But yeah, it was acceptable. I think you could at least get to maybe round 10 or even 20 if you are careful with the HP of the point, or you could stand a bit away from the point. Obviously, I was standing on top of the defense point right there and pulling enemies towards me. So you could stand, you know, a bit further away from the defense objective, and it would probably take far less damage than you saw there. But yeah, that was kind of what I wanted to show off, guys. So Hydroid is actually, you know, pretty powerful. It's just whether or not he overcomes some of the other frames that we have in the game that can do the same job, but perhaps slightly better. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know if you have any builds for the reworked Hydroid. Whether you think he's good again. You know, he used to be one of the best farming frames in the game. So is there a build now that can be used for farming on Hydroid again instead of Cora? I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say. So yeah, throw it down below in the comments and I'll have a read through. Otherwise, guys, if you did enjoy the video, then please leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.